What if I told you that you could build a system that gives millions of people free healthcare for life, and that the whole thing could be funded by an app you use every day? It sounds kind of out there, right? Well, that is the incredible promise of the Kalki Sena blueprint from Nepal. And trust me, this is way more than just a business plan. It's a roadmap for a social revolution. So let's break it down.
It all starts with this one question, and it's a question that sounds almost impossible. Can the same tech you use to call a ride actually be the engine that provides free healthcare for your entire life? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi novel, but this is the absolute core promise of the whole Kalki Sena blueprint.
In this number, this is the key. This is what unlocks the entire system. 1,251 Nepali rupees. A one-time payment. I mean, that seems impossibly small, doesn't it? So you got to be asking, how on earth can that tiny amount pay for a lifetime of healthcare? Well, the answer is in a really brilliant piece of social engineering.
Right, so this one simple offer is really the seed that this whole national vision grows from. Let's dig into exactly what you get for your 1,251 rupees.
Okay, here's how it works. It's pretty straightforward. You buy the movement's book, their manifesto, for 1,000 rupees, you make a small donation of 251 rupees, and you download their ride-hailing app. In exchange for that, you get free healthcare for life. It's a simple, powerful trade that becomes the foundation for everything else.
Now this is where the real magic happens. The people who designed this call it a moral flywheel, and that's exactly what it is. It's a system that's designed to be totally self-funding and keep itself going forever. It does this by combining a powerful idea with a profitable business to create, well, a social safety net. And that book is absolutely central to the whole thing. It's not just some product you buy to get a service, it's the ideological glue. It lays out this whole vision for economic freedom, for moral renewal, and it makes sure that every single person who joins isn't just a customer, they're a believer in the mission. That's how you turn a customer into a member of a movement.
And this right here shows you that flywheel in action. It's this perfect virtuous loop. A person buys the book, they join. Right away, they get real, tangible benefits, starting with that free healthcare. And because they believe in the mission and they're getting real value, they're naturally going to tell their friends and family about it. And that, of course, grows the membership, which just makes the whole system stronger.
So, what about the money? How does it all work? Well, it's a cross-subsidy model. The profits from the business side of the app are legally required to fund the social mission. The money from rides, well, that pays for doctors. The ad revenue, that funds scholarships. And the interest from their digital wallet, that pays for free legal aid. It's this incredible closed loop where every single commercial transaction directly fuels a social good.
So, here's the crucial thing to understand. This was never just about being another ride-hailing app. That was just the beginning, the foot in the door. The real blueprint is a vision for a super app, a single digital ecosystem that ties together every part of a member's life, but with a social purpose built right into its DNA.
Now, the whole concept of a super app isn't new, and the plan is very open about learning from the giants. You know, you think of WeChat in China, which is basically an operating system for your entire life, not just a chat app. Or you look at Grab in Southeast Asia, which started with rides and now does food, finance, you name it. The idea is to build a platform just like that, but for Nepal.
But, and this is a really big but, there is a fundamental difference. While those other super apps are built to maximize profit for their investors, the Kalki Sena model is built to maximize social impact for its members. That entire commercial engine exists for one reason and one reason only, to fund the mission. And that's the philosophical twist that makes this whole thing so unique.
So what does this social mission actually look like on the ground? Well, it's built on three main pillars. First up is health. This is the front door, the entry point. By giving people free healthcare, the movement immediately builds trust and delivers real, tangible value right from day one. Okay, so once a person's basic health needs are covered, what's next? Empowerment. And that brings us to pillar number 2, education. The plan is to create a ladder of liberation with things like online courses in local languages, scholarships that are paid for by the app's profits, and even turning the clinics into learning centers in their off hours.
And the third pillar is justice. You can think of this one as a shield of rights. I mean, we all know that in so many places, getting legal help is a luxury that most people just can't afford. This model wants to change that. It plans to offer free legal helplines through the app and set up community law clinics, all funded by the ecosystem.
A huge vision like this is one thing, but how do you actually make it happen? You need a plan. And the blueprint lays out a really clear, phased approach for how to scale this from a single city to an entire nation.
The rollout is super methodical.
Phase 1 is all about validation. You just prove that the model works on a small scale in Kathmandu. Phase 2 is when you start to scale up in that first city, adding more services like food delivery. Only after that, in Phase 3, do you start replicating it in other major cities. And the final phase, Phase 4, is national integration, where all the services come together under one single Kalki ID for millions of members.
And yeah, of course, this is all backed up by some pretty detailed financial projections. In their base case scenario, they project a system will break even by year 2. By year 5, it should be profitable on a national scale. And by year 10, it could be a totally independent, self-funding social welfare system.
Look, for a movement that's going to handle billions of rupees and the health of millions of people, trust is everything. It is the currency, and the plan gets this. It calls for radical transparency. It actually proposes using blockchain-based accounting so any member can see where the money is going in real time, and you back that up with regular, independent audits to make sure there's complete accountability.
So when you zoom all the way out, is this just a really clever business plan, or is it something more? Well, the people who designed the blueprint see it as a whole new social model, one that actually has some really fascinating parallels throughout history.
You know, the idea of mixing economics, ideology, and social welfare isn't totally new. Think about it. Early Christian monasteries ran the first hospitals and schools. The Amul cooperative in India empowered millions of dairy farmers. Grameen Bank basically invented microcredit. What makes the Kalki Sena blueprint so novel is that it's trying to digitize that ancient logic, using super apps and modern finance to do the same thing, but at 21st century scale and speed.
And in the end, the entire vision really boils down to this one powerful idea: creating a system where every transaction is also a transformation, where every single taxi ride you take, every meal you order, every bill you pay doesn't just help you, it also contributes to the health, the education, and the rights of your entire community.